What up, everybody? Once again, this is Pax Judaica back with why I say fuck AHAYAH. Let's talk, okay? All right, so AHAYAH comes from a mispronunciation of the phrase AHAYAH, okay? So let me write this here. AHAYAH, right? Ha, okay. So people are saying AHAYAH and that the end of it, this right here is supposed to be Yah. But that is not the case because the actual breakdown of this phrase is along this wise. The here means the one or thing that is present, right? So it would be a long way of saying me, okay? And then the hayaha part right here is basically like saying the one or just one, okay? So the one that is here, and then it would be like, who is the one who is whatever and whatever, like AHAYAH, a man. Okay, so you're saying that the person that is here is one who is a man. Okay, so this is the actual breakdown on AHAYAH. And by the way, there are no silent letters in the Paleo Hebrew, ancient Hebrew language and whatnot. So all letters have to be pronounced. So there's no way you can even get AHAYAH out of this in the whole nine and everything because you have AHAYAH and they all must be pronounced. Okay, so that's the beginning there. That's the first part there. Okay, so anyway, going ahead and breaking down the whole entire phrase, AHAYAH, Ashar, AHAYAH, okay? This right here, which people have turned into AHAYAH, Ashar, AHAYAH. It's not. It's AHAYAH, Ashar, and I didn't give myself enough room here. Forgive me for that. Let me see if I can squeeze that in there. Pause. Okay, so AHAYAH, Ashar, AHAYAH. Okay, so what is going on there? Well, the Paleo Hebrew language, the ancient Hebrew language, okay, the language of Negroes, is mathematical. And this right here, what you see is a doubling of the same phrase, okay? When that happens in math, we call that a square. So like 2 squared, 3 squared, etc., etc. So this is AHAYAH squared, okay? So in the Hebrew language, whenever you double a phrase or a statement and whatnot, it emphasizes it. Like when you say dum-dum, like a person is a dum-dum, you're saying they are completely dumb or really stupid and da-da-da. So it means really, it means surely, and then whatever that phrase is that's following. So anywho, we get rid of that because I was getting kind of busy. Okay, we're going to go to the basic phrase. Before we do the doubling, before we do and put an exponent on it, we're just going to write the basic phrase. And that basic phrase is Ashar, okay, AHAYAH, okay. Now, Ashar means that is, okay. That's what it means. It means that is, okay. And then once again means the person or thing that is present or here, right? And then hayaha means is the one who is. So it's the equivalent of like saying a number one there, right? Okay, so what you end up having is with this, because of the way that grammar works is, okay, let me put my tool back on. Sorry about that. Ashar, okay, AHAYAH. Hayaha is a phrase unto itself. So there's no Yaha there once again. But anyway, you basically have a number one here mathematically. Okay. And then you have the other two parts of the phrase that have to be contended with, which are Ashar, okay, which will come next. Ashar. Okay. And then grammar wise, will go last. So then you end up with this arrangement here, which means the one that is present. Okay, so that's a long way of saying me. Okay, so who, like Masha was asking Yahweh, who do I tell the children of Yashar'al sent me to them in the whole nine? And Yahweh said, surely the one that is present. Surely me. Okay, in the whole nine. And where did the surely come from? Once again, it was from the doubling of the AHAYAH. Okay, so let's see here. AHAYAH. And then you had the ashar. I have to write it small here because I didn't give myself enough space again. I'm sorry. So let me redo that. So it came from the doubling of, oh, let me go back. AHAYAH. Okay. Ashar. AHAYAH. Okay. So this doubling right here is really an exponent, a square, and whatnot. So it's saying surely, okay? Surely, let me not get too busy there. So surely the one that is here. So that would be the equivalent of, let me go back, put it back on my tool there. It would be the equivalent of doing this right here. Let me put it here. Doop. It would be saying the one that is here, okay, right? And then when you double it, you are basically putting an putting an exponent of 2 onto it or whatever and whatnot, making it a square, in other words. So this right here, this part, means surely. Okay, so it's saying surely. Oh, let me get this out of my way. There we go. Surely, okay, the one that is here. That's who you tell him Masha sent you. Surely the one that is here. Me, Yahweh. That's what was being said. And then in the rest of that chapter, chapter 3 of the book of Exodus, at verse 15, Yahweh specifically says that his name is Yahweh and that this is the name that he's going to have forever. And that is also how he is to be remembered generation to generation, generationally, in Exodus 3:15. Now, be warned that after seeing this video, any Negro still using AHAYAH will not be forgiven for their treason in worshiping a false god through calling on the name of AHAYAH instead of Yahweh. Know that you will be cut off and your seed will be cut off from being able to serve Yahweh forever. Okay? And this is a thing that was said by Yahweh, not just this guy who runs this Pax Judaica, channel and whatnot, and this, that, and the third. So do be aware of that. AHAYAH is not a god. AHAYAH is not even the proper pronunciation of this phrase up here. Let me get rid of all this. Once again, there are no silent letters in the ancient Hebrew language called Yahweh. So you have to pronounce all the letters all the time. And the breakdown is not and then hayah. Okay? Right? It's not that. It is AHAYAH, because AHAYAH is its own phrase, which means the one who is the one, da-da-da-da. So in other words, the one who is something, okay? And the something you would define after the fact, like the one who is a man or et cetera, or the one who is a cat, a dog, or whatever, and da-da-da-da. But yeah, it's not AHAYAH, it's AHAYAH, okay? And AHAYAH is just basically, essentially the equivalent of a pronoun and a verb, saying I am in English. And I am in English, oh, excuse my little alarm right there. I am in English is not a god. With that said, Shalom.